welcome. I'm Catherine with The Perfect Place to Start, and today we're going to be doing a DIY challenge called a Foodie challenge, and this is put on by DIY with Nadia is the host, and her co-host is Sandra from the Schwowin's Nest. So check out their channels. They have some really great DIYs and some really fun trash to treasures and thrifting hauls. So they have just a lot of fun things going on at their channels. I will link their channels in the description box below along with the playlist, and make sure you check out all the really fun videos this month for the Foodie challenge. So the challenge this month, the food challenge, was watermelon, and I kind of went crazy with this watermelon theme. At first I thought it was going to be super hard, and then as I was walking around for inspiration, I saw all these things that I could transform into watermelons, and I just sort of got crazy with it. So let's jump in and see what I created. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some Modge Podge from the Dollar Tree and these napkins that I picked up at Kroger grocery and a candle from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to cut the napkin to fit around the candle. I did end up cutting off the green parts on the side so it looked more like a slice of watermelon. And then we're just going to Mod Podge the napkin onto the candle. I'm going to take my foam brush and I'm just going to brush on the Mod Podge onto the candle, and then put my napkin onto the Mod Podge and press it down. This is a very easy DIY, and I think it turned out so cute. I made 2 of them to fit in a 3-tier tray in my dining room. The last step is just to cover the outside of the napkin with Mod Podge to keep it secure, and then you are done. For our second project, I got this tray from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just using some green acrylic paint to paint over the bottom and sides of the tray. I'm going to paint the inside sides of the tray green as well to give it that watermelon rind look on the inside, and then I'm going to take my red chalk paint and paint on the inside of the tray. This brand is Folk Art, which I picked up at Hobby Lobby, but any red paint would do. Next, I'm going to take some pink chalk paint and I'm going to dry brush on the inside of the tray to give it more of a watermelon look. And then I'm going to take some black chalk paint and the end of my brush and put some dots in the middle of the tray. Those are to represent the seeds. And then I'm going to take some white chalk paint and I'm just going to go around the edges to kind of give it more of a rind feel. I will list in the description box below the colors of all the paints. Once I was finished, I noticed that I thought it was kind of missing something, so I made this shoelace bow out of some ribbon that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I kind of played around with where I thought the bow should go, like checked the corners, and I just didn't really like it in the corner, and then I decided to put it in the middle of the tray. Some of the dots that I made were a little bit bigger than the other ones, and this bow ended up being a great way to kind of hide some of those bigger dots. So I'm just going to use some hot glue and glue it into the middle of the tray, and then this project is finished. Here's the end result. I think it turned out really cute. It kind of reminded me a little bit of an Americana feel, so I really thought it was super cute. For the next project, we're going to take this home sign from the Dollar Tree and we're going to sand off the glitter from the front of the sign, and then we're going to paint the bottom section with the green acrylic paint and the top part with the red chalk paint that we used earlier in the tray. So this project does end up taking 2 to 3 coats on the front of the sign, and I realized as I was on like the second or third coat that I could have just turned the sign over and painted this project on the back of the sign. I like to paint both sides. I think it gives it a more finished look, but it's up to you if you want to do it that way, or if you just want to turn it over and paint the back side of it, that would work also. So then I'm going to take that lighter green chalk paint and I'm going to dry brush on the bottom to give it the rind look again, and I did mostly closer towards the watermelon part so that it looks like it's a rind. And then I'm going to take that pink chalk paint again and I'm going to dry brush over the red part to make it look like a watermelon. The fun part about dry brushing is that if you don't like what it looks like, you can always paint over it, and it adds such a fun dimension to projects instead of just one flat color. So we're again going to take the end of our paintbrush and dip it into the black paint, and then we're going to add dots onto the red part to give us the seeds. I did go in kind of an order for this one. I felt like on the tray I had possibly a few too many seeds, so on this project I wanted to make sure that the seeds were pretty spread out. It's totally up to you and a personal preference how many seeds you're going to put in your watermelon decor. So the sky's the limit if you want more seeds, or if you want less seeds, it really is up to you. So next I took some red raffia and I just tied it into a regular shoelace bow, and then I kind of put it to the side of my project and then cut off the excess on the bottom so it wasn't hanging down. Next I'm going to take some hot glue and I'm just going to glue that bow to the bottom of our sign. Here's the final project. I love it. I think it's so cute, and I like that little piece out at the top. It looks like somebody ate it. So I just think this one turned out really cute. For the next project, we're going to take this Easter sign that I have had for years and we're going to upcycle it to make a watermelon summer sign. So I'm going to take some sandpaper. This sign has a lot of glitter on the top and some on the eggs. So I'm just going to take that sandpaper and I'm going to sand off all the glitter, and then those little ribbons that are in between the eggs, I'm going to cut those off and get rid of them as well. Next, I'm going to take some Waverly white chalk paint and I'm just going to paint the entire piece with the white chalk paint. So I'm going to take that same green acrylic paint and I'm just going to freehand the bottom of these eggs with what I think would be a watermelon rind. And I'm going to use the dark green chalk paint, and then I'm going to paint on top of that dark green with the lighter green and kind of blend those together to make it look like the watermelon rind. I did paint the bottom of the eggs as well. I don't do a lot of freehand painting on wood, so I was actually pretty proud of myself at how this came out, and it was really close to the look I had going on in my head. I do notice though, as I go on in painting this sign, that I was so excited to finish it that I forgot to do dry brushing on the red part for the watermelon, and after a day or so of having it hanging up, I realized that I had forgotten to do it, and I definitely think that dry brushing over that dark red would have made this sign look better. So don't forget that step if you're going to recreate this watermelon look. I also think that I went a little crazy on the seed part of these little watermelons, and I think that less seeds would have looked a little bit better. But overall, for a first attempt at kind of freehanding the design on here, I was pretty happy with how it looked. I'm going to use that same technique with the end of my paintbrush, and I'm going to dip it into the black paint, and then I'm going to put the seeds on the watermelon. It really is up to you how many seeds you prefer to put on there. So next I'm going to take these letter stickers from the Dollar Tree and I'm going to spell out the word juicy and the top part of where the welcome spring was, and then I'm going to use some Mod Podge from the Dollar Tree and I'm going to go over those letters to make sure that they're secure on the sign. If you didn't want to use the stickers, you could totally use your Cricut or any kind of vinyl cutting machine, or you could use stencils. It really is a personal preference, up to you. I just thought the sticker letters are a good font, and I liked how big they were, and they fit really nicely on the top of the sign, but I mean, it really is up to you. The thing I like about this project is it's really a personalized project. You can put whatever word you want up there. You don't have to copy just mine, so this can really be something that you make your own. The last step, like I said before, is just applying that Mod Podge over the letters so they don't come unstuck, and then this project is complete. So here's the final project. I think it's so cute. It's hanging out on my porch, and I think it just gives that really fun summertime feel. For our last project, we're going to take these palette coasters that I got at the Dollar Tree, and we're going to do that same type of pattern. We're going to paint green on the bottom and the red color on the other 3 slats of the palette. So like I mentioned before at the beginning, this video was a challenge, a foodie challenge, and the food was watermelon. And as I got into doing this challenge, I was like, wow, watermelons are so fun and so summery. And after I started decorating with them, I thought, why did I not decorate with these sooner? It's just so cute, and it's kind of one of those transitional decorating things that you can use after the 4th of July that still says summer, but you haven't moved to your fall decor yet. Don't forget to check out the host YouTube channel, DIY with Nadia, and the co-host, the Schwowin's Nest. They really do have some fun things on their channel, and you can get some great ideas from there. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take that pink chalk paint and we're going to dry brush over all of the red parts, and then again we're going to take the black chalk paint on the end of our brush and we're going to put the seeds onto our coasters. The final look, they are super cute. I did finish them off with some acrylic spray so that if you are going to use them for coasters, they will be able to resist the water. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was so much fun creating these watermelons, and although some of them maybe didn't turn out quite like I hoped for, I was just super happy with the whole thing and how fun it was. So make sure again that you check out those ladies' channels in the description box below, and the playlist, so you don't miss any of the really fun videos going on. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so, and make sure you hit that bell so you're notified every time I make a new video. Remember, wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start. Till next time.